How would you like to create an amazing workplace and save the world at the same time? I'll explain how to do that in this video. Hello, I'm Stephen Goldberg of Optimus Performance, bringing you practical tips and ideas on leadership, team development, and employee performance in the workplace. Creating a great workplace is something that is challenging, but is really doable, and it's not something that you can wave a magic wand and, well, you could wave a magic wand and wish for it, but it requires action. It requires a collective effort. And it's not something that leadership can say, okay, we want to create a great workplace and just make it happen. Because if you don't have everybody on board, it's just not going to work. Of course, the idea or the thinking needs to start at the top, but also the behaviors that creates a great organization and workplace needs to start at the top, because people will align themselves and emulate the style or the behaviors that they see leaders taking on. So what are those behaviors? And, you know, when I look at what's going on in the world, you know, if you put on rosy colored glasses or the optimist outlook, I mean, life is great, really. You know, we have life, we're here. There's beauty all around us if we look for it, and that's what I mean by putting on rosy glasses. I like the outdoors and nature, and you could find so much beauty there. On the other hand, if you put on the dark glasses, if you read the news too much or watch too many dark television shows, you'll see the dark side of this planet, of this world, of how people are behaving. And, you know, if you go back in history, there's so much to learn from, yet it seems that humanity has not learned that well. And there's still atrocities going on across the planet. We see, you know, people killing one another. But imagine if everybody was able to collaborate each and every day, if everybody was able to be kind to one another, to support each other, to recognize each other, all those things, we would be able to solve so many problems that exist in our organizations so much more quickly and with so much autonomy for people. And it's the same way if we could get that going within our company, and if everybody strive for that same thing, then it would expand to this whole world. And that's really a possibility. I know it may sound far-fetched and hopeful thinking, kind of like the song by John Lennon about peace, that song Imagine, which had great lyrics, very hopeful thinking. But it really, I mean, if we can create a planet where there's hate and mistrust, the opposite is true too, because love and kindness is a much more powerful emotion and much more positive than the darker side of things. So it's really about, you know, there's this old indigenous story about the two wolves, and you know, essentially we have two wolves that exist in us, the good wolf and the bad wolf. And the good wolf is the one that is kind and caring and peaceful. And the bad wolf is the opposite, is the violent, ferocious wolf that you can't trust. And which one will win is the one that you feed the most. So if you feed the good wolf in you, that's what you'll become, and that's what you'll experience, and others will experience as well. So that's what we need to work on in our organizations, is how do we get people to feed the good wolf and to ignore the bad wolf. And that should be part of the goal or the strategy of every company, of every business owner, CEO that wants to create a great organization. And again, it starts with you or the leaders practicing that. Imagine if politicians changed their approach and started working together better to help each other solve their problems rather than just attacking each other all the time. And we see that in politics, we see that in business, but at least we can start working on that within our organization. So I have a lot of videos to talk about ways to do that. You can check those out, and there's a whole playlist on personal development where a lot of those ways to accomplish that are actually talked about, where you could start with those, and there's so many resources that exist in this world for that. So I hope this makes sense to you and that you'll take some action if it resonates strongly enough for you. Again, I mentioned check out that playlist, check out other related videos, subscribe to the subscribe to the channel. So I hope this resonates with you and that you'll take action on it, that you'll find some ways to implement what I'm talking about in your organization. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on notifications to get news of new videos. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it and share it. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk again soon.